What's up, YouTube? Cold Ass Ice Princess coming at you from Minnesota on a really rainy, messed up Saturday. I believe it's June 2nd today. But y'all, I'm talking about today the topic of these school shootings or these children that are killing their classmates in school. And I know I've talked about this subject before, just a few months ago, with the young man that killed so many students and teachers in his school. I believe it was in Texas. And now just yesterday, which was June 1st, a 10th grader brought a gun to school and shot himself and killed himself in the classroom. It's so sad to me, you know. It's so sad to me because Satan is just running rampant, you know. It's just so much stuff going on. And it's like so many people succumb to evil instead of instead of trying to see the positive side of things. Or I mean, I don't know what the little boy had been going through, but he killed himself. He was in the 10th grade. So in the 10th grade, that he was probably 14, I mean not 14, but maybe 15 or 16 years old. And I know it may sound crazy, but from the way I think is, this kid was like crying out for attention. Because if he was going to kill himself, I mean, he could have killed himself at home, in the backyard or wherever. But the fact that he took the gun to school and he killed himself at school in the classroom, that's like he was crying out for some sort of morbid attention. Hold on, somebody calling me. Okay, so that was my son calling me to see if I was out here to pick him up, which I am. Anyway, so what I was saying is that this kid was crying out for attention. And it's like, I don't totally understand what's going on in some people's homes. But then again, part of me can understand it, because I know when I was growing up as a teenager, even into my 20s, I was very confused. I was very, I didn't feel a lot of love. I felt very misunderstood. I felt like I was an outcast. I felt like I wasn't accepted. I was picked on, you know, I was lied on, I was made fun of all through school. I was belittled. You know, I was like, I was never good enough. I just wasn't good enough. I was hated on by a lot of people. I mean, even still to this day, but it's like now I don't care. Because I know I haven't physically done anything to this person. I haven't caused this person to hate me. A lot of people just hate me just because they hate me. It's not that I've done anything wrong to them or anything like that. Hi, love. How are you?
I'm good. Straight up there where we didn't take the steps where face my fears, gave my mama tears, mama shit the gears.
Hey, y'all. So I'm back. Hey, just dropped off my son at home. And what exactly was I saying? My mind is like this. Seriously. I think I was talking about feeling as if I think I was talking about I can understand and relate to how a child or a teenager would feel unloved. I think that's what I mean. And I can understand too, it's like I'm kind of happy in a way that I've had the kind of life that I've had, because I can relate to so many different situations and circumstances. It's like I haven't had a good life. I really haven't. And there's been times in my life where I would be surprised that I was smiling. You know, it's like I would be feeling so miserable, and then I would see like a child or a baby or, something that just looked at me with innocence and a smile, and it would just touch my heart. And I would just be amazed. There's times in my life when I was walking and I was wondering how I was walking, because I honestly, there's times when I felt like I wasn't even in my body, literally, mentally. It's like all of this was just a shell, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, I was gone. And anyway, I don't want to make this video about me. Definitely not that. But I don't know what America is going to do about the school system. How is this country going to fix what's going on with these children bringing these guns to school, with these children's feeling so less than nothing to the point where they want to kill themselves and kill others by their actions? And with all these school shootings going on, why come there's no metal detectors in these schools nowadays? I mean, I understand it will cost millions of dollars to put metal detectors in the schools, but if that has to be, then that has to be, because the schools have to be safe for the children and the teachers. When I was a kid, growing up in Peoria, Illinois, I went to a school called Webster School. And when we acted out, it wasn't even bringing knives or guns or any of that foolishness to school. It was just like acting out in class, like just throwing spitballs or, just talking to your friend when you should be taking a test, or, just passing notes, flying paper airplanes in the class. I mean, just innocent stuff, And we used to get something, they call it corporal punishment, where there was a SWAT. They call it a SWAT. Like the teacher had this wooden paddle, and it was like so long and so thick, and it had a handle. And you go in the hallway when you was doing something wrong, and you get something called a SWAT. You had to like bend over, put your hands on the wall, and you had to bend over, and you get a swat over the butt. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt, it stung. It sting. Yes, I got a few swats. Not to say that I was a bad kid. I wasn't a bad kid, but I'm not saying I was a total good kid either, because people have always taken my mouth as it's like sometimes people don't stop to process what I'm trying to say, and they think I'm just trying to be a smart aleck. But the majority of the time, I'm not even trying to be a smart aleck. It's just that I think differently than a lot of people. And I think as a child, a lot of adults would catch feelings because some of the stuff that I would say. A prime example is one day we were at a store called Montgomery Ward's with my mother and my two little brothers. This was before my sister was born. And my brothers was getting a clown all the way on in the store. Now, mama had already told us, don't do this, don't do that, don't touch nothing, da 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 da. But it was like, my brothers had a mind of their own. You know what I mean? I was the oldest, but at the same time, I'm still a kid too. And so mom had to try on something in the fitting room or whatever. I don't know what it was, but anyway, she was gone for a little bit and my brothers just ran amok through the store. You know what I mean? And it's like she came out and she blamed me. And then she was like, why come you didn't try to make them mine? Or why come you didn't tell them to sit down or do something, whatever. And I looked at her dead in her eyes and I'm like, I'm just a kid. And I was like, those are your sons and they don't even listen to you. How they gonna listen to me? And so she gave me this look like, this little bitch. But it's the truth. It's like, how you expect them to listen to me and they don't even listen to you? Anyway. They've got to have metal detectors in these schools. They've got to. And I think the very first, what you call portable metal detector was put in schools in Detroit back in like 1982. And it can't even be a portable metal detector where it's like a wand that they hold in their hand, like when you go to the airport. Because we all know that there's going to be stereotyping and there's going to be, like these people are like going to overuse their authority and use it toward children that they shouldn't even be using it toward simply because of the color of their skin. But the majority or all of these mass shootings are going on at, I guess, 80%, 85% white schools in America. But anyway, and so I think it was in it might have been 1986 where the first metal detector was placed in a school in New York City, if I'm not mistaken. But now it's 2018 and we've had multiple school shootings and multiple school killings just within this year time frame. And this is just June 2nd. And I think just last week or in the past week, it was at least 4 school shootings within like the past 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So whatever the situation is, whatever the cost, they've got to put metal detectors in these schools. They have to. They have to. And the fact that, no, don't get me wrong. I went back and forth with somebody in the past over gun laws or whatever. And this person seemed to think that I was against guns. I'm not against guns. I have a license to carry myself. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not against guns. But the last time I checked, you don't really need an AK-47 to hunt. You don't need an assault weapon or a machine gun to hunt. And back when I was a child, my daddy would take us hunting with him, and we trapped. People in the past, they didn't even hunt with guns. They trapped. Whatever kind of animal you was trying to catch or whatever, you set up a trap and you trapped them. So for people to say that they need these guns for hunting nowadays, that's a bunch of bullshit too. That's a bunch of bullshit. You know it. You people are collecting all these multiple guns because you feel inferior and you feel that all the shit that you've done is going to catch up to you, and you feel like you're going to be caught with your pants down. So having all these guns around you is somehow giving you some sort of protection or protection with your inferiority complex that you have that's inside your mind. These are things that you are making up inside your mind. It's not even a reality. It's what you're making up inside your mind. This in between our ears is one of the most powerfulest things in the universe. There has to be something done. There has to be something done. You have to be there for your kid. You have to love your kid. You have to nurture your kid. You have to know. You have to know when that kid is hurting. Like me and my baby, I know. I physically feel when he's going through things. And a lot of times, I don't be like pushy trying to find out what's going on, what's on. No, I'll wait for him to come to me. And he usually does. You know what I mean? It may take a few hours or even a half a day. But he'll come to me and he'll be like, Mom, this and this and this happened and this happened and da 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 da. You know what I mean? But a lot of y'all parents out there who, for whatever reason, don't take the time to talk to your kids. And I'm not talking about be up in their business, because when they become teenagers, you know, they have their own life. You understand? I understand that. But you have to be there as a parent for them. There's going to be times when they feel alone in the world. There's going to be times when they feel abused. There's going to be times when they feel hurt. And you don't want them to be walking around like I was for years and years and years and years of your life feeling worthless, feeling like a doormat. You have to be there to talk to them. And you children out there, whoever sees this video, find somebody in your life that you could trust. I don't care if it's the teacher. I don't care if it's the camp counselor. I don't care if it's the person you work with at the mall. I don't, it don't even have to be somebody close to you, a close relative, but somebody. You have to be able to talk to somebody, because we have feelings and we have emotions and we have thoughts that we need to get out and express. That's one of the reasons why I do this YouTube, because it's a form of expression for me. I'm a very creative person, and I suffer a long time with social anxieties, right? This really helps me to get my anxieties and my feelings out so that I don't explode. So find a creative outlet. Find a way to express your feelings without having to kill yourself or others. There's got to be a better way. As always, it's been Cold as Ice Princess coming at you from Minnesota. Grace and peace.